Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, episode number 45. That's right. We're going Texas here. Episode number 45. Almost kind of like sound like air music. Anyway, it's me, your host. I'm gonna adjust the mic. Okay. I'm not happy with the position. There we go. It's me, Chris. You're the host and runner of the show. I do everything, including impersonate all my guests' voices. I actually don't have guests. It's me talking to myself. True story. I hate this bit that I'm on. I'm gonna get off this bit. Once again, I know it's at the end of every episode, but just in case you guys want to contact me, I'm at castingfor2@gmail.com, or you can tweet at me, not at me, but at castingfor2. But enough about that. I want to talk about my guest. I got a wonderful guest today. She's an improviser, actor, professional human being, I would like to say. Lover of canyons, which we go into the episode. One and only Jessica McKenna. She is on a show right now, a Fox show called Riot. It's an episode, or not an episode. Yeah, there are episodes, but it's a kind of improvised show, which I really enjoy. It's on every Tuesday on Fox, and I recommend, if you guys like funny stuff, to check it out. You know, if you like laughing, check. If you don't like laughing, well then just tune into it anyway. Okay, be supportive. Okay, thank you. But you know what? Let's just get into this episode. So sit back, relax, and listen to me talk to Jessica McKenna and Chris. Cue the music, please, and thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jessica. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How about you?
I can't complain. I had a day off, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this crazy urge to watch The Dark Knight Returns, Rises, and Cyrus.
Cyrus, like Jonah Hill and stuff?
Correct.
Yes.
So I don't know why those two movies popped out at me. So
interesting combo for sure.
Yeah, well, I always like to now that summer movies are coming back. I always like to balance the big movies with the smaller movies.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like the other day, it was what was it? Lone Ranger and Lost in Translation.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. How about yourself? Do anything fun?
I just went on a trip to like Bryce Canyon and Zion Canyon and the Grand Canyon. So that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're, from the sounds of it, you're very pro canyon.
I have a pro canyon policy. It's something I believe a lot in. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get along, but I'm anti canyon.
Ooh.
But
into plateaus or the tops of canyons.
Exactly. I'm into anything canyon related. I'm the opposite. So
okay.
We'll get past that. Okay, I'll see through it. Okay.
Together somehow.
Yeah, eventually, one day. But no, it's and was this a trip you've been planning a long time? Kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, no, I've been planning it. It was like a condensed version of a larger, grander idea that involved me being gone for like the whole month of May, but that didn't work out. So this was just the hits.
Gotcha. Okay. And why can't like why canyons? Just because they're cool, or?
No, it's just my boyfriend wanted to see national parks,
Mm.
and the he ended up doing the first part of the trip, and so I met him in Salt Lake City, and that was the those are like the parks en route back to home.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, at least you got some vacay time.
Oh no, it was great.
And so from talking to you about your vacay time, you're a busy person, I'm assuming.
I try to be, yeah.
Okay.
Busy is good.
No, yeah. I try to stay busy, but then I do miss I try to stay busy, but then I realize that I like my days off, of course, no matter how many hours I work, but that's all good. Um, but this is a casting for two where I just chat with people. This is a casual chat. No politics. Like I said, we'll step aside the canyon talk.
Great.
And yeah, I'd just like to find out a bit more about you. I'm very into comedy and very into growing up. I watched a lot of Who's Line, so improvised shows, improvisation, stuff like that always has a place in my heart. But I just like to learn a bit more about your background in comedy. What did you like? Where did you catch that bug?
Well, I started, performing when I was really young, like just plays in my community when I was about 8, and did musicals and stuff like that. And then my high school had a comedy sports team, which is there's like a bunch of comedy sports locations all over the country, and they do short form a lot like, what you see on Who's Line. And so when I was a freshman in high school, I started doing short form improv, and I did that all through high school. Um, and I just loved it. And I went to a summer camp where it was one of my classes, and, a lot of people were sort of intimidated by it, but it was my favorite class, and the teacher was really encouraging. And then I went to school outside Chicago, and that has like a huge improv scene, and I started doing long form, and got out of school, studied with the Upright Citizens Brigade, and I perform long form there now. And so it's been sort of like I think like 13 years that I've been doing improv in some form.
Mm-hmm. Right on. And were your parents, did they have a background in acting or anything like that, or were they just normal
No,
normies?
just normal people. My mom was a dancer, so she understood like a little bit she understood the desire to perform and understood that world. But I mostly just was like a really goofy kid, and I loved, even when we did little skits about the fairy tales in first grade, I like had joke pitches and wanted to like really be in control of it, and got a little bossy about it. But I loved it. And I remember like I grew up in Orange County, so I was like kind of close to Los Angeles, enough that you knew like a handful of kids who had maybe tried child acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to, and my mom was like, "No, you can do it. Like we'll put you in plays, and you can make it part of your extracurriculars to make sure you like it, but I'm not driving you up to a late audition as a kid," which I think was probably smart.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, they encouraged it. And my brother and sister also like uh, pursued the arts, so it
Okay.
was pretty intuitive for the family.
Right on. If my high school had one of those comedy sports team, that would have been it for me. I would have quit the band and just done that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It's really fun.
I
It was
remember.
like an extension of the theater department. So, I
Uh,
was like also doing plays and stuff, and it was kind of like this side thing you did in theater.
I remember because my family comes a little bit from a theater background. Nothing past high school. Is a little bit college. I remember being very creeped out by the theater teacher because she also was our English teacher. and she was a very dramatic person, very stereotypical theater person, and so she scared the crap out of me into not really wanting to do theater.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I'm now that I'm older and have been around those personalities, I probably could have dealt with her better. But I mean, I remember one day in class, I don't know, some kid was doing something and she started crying, and I think that was her way of trying to scare us into like behaving or some. It was so weird. But yeah, she was the stereotypical acting teacher who taught us English.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But I always said that if they ever did Willy Wonka, for sure I would want to try to be in that play. I didn't really care as who. I just wanted to. Willy Wonka was. I love that the movie, the book, not the depified version. You know, the original.
Right.
So anything Willy Wonka, I would have done for sure. But what do you remember some of the plays you did in school?
Oh yeah. Well, when I was doing like children's theater, they were kind of like off-brand folk tales, like a different Snow White or like a musical of Gulliver's Travels and a Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that. And then I started doing like Oliver and Sound of Music and Peter Pan and Wizard of Oz and in high school. Once on this island and Pajama Game and um, I did Midsummer Night's Dream was my final play of high school, and I played Puck.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun.
Right on.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of plays. Did a lot of plays.
No, that's cool. Like I said, my family had a background. I had no idea my dad was the theater guy until much later in my life. I didn't even know in high school, and he was the one who I think they did. I don't know. I forgot whatever. Fiddler on the Roof, I
hmm
think, and in an all Mexican environment. I would have loved to seen that for sure.
That's
But so high school you go. Where do you go to college again?
I went to Northwestern University outside Chicago.
Oh, okay. And there, like, were you set like on doing getting some sort of performing arts degree, or were you like business and then transitioned or something like that?
I went in undecided,
Hmm.
but I started the process to transfer into theater about like 3 weeks in. So I had, a short blip of thinking maybe I would do other things, but it has a great theater department, and all the kids I was meeting that I was becoming friends with were theater majors, and I was like, forget this, I should be doing that.
Hmm.
So I transferred in, and by like the spring of my freshman year, I was officially transferred in because they didn't have auditions for the program, but they capped it. So I had to like kind of wait till people dropped before I could get in.
Okay, okay. And then was that your only major, or did you do something like a minor in something?
I didn't. It
Okay.
was just theater.
And then so when you do theater after that, that's when you go to what is UCB or Second City?
I did UCB in New York for a year, and then moved to LA and continued in LA.
Hmm. Hmm. And what's the process like in getting into like UCB?
Well, there's four basic levels, and then you get approved for advanced study. And advanced study, you can take, shorter classes or classes that are maybe focusing on a certain aspect. And they're teaching you in the four levels. You learn some basics, and then you start to learn the UCB's approach to the Herald, which is the original structure of the long form.
Hmm.
And yeah, they have auditions just only about once a year to be on a Herald team, which is sort of the first way you can perform as an improviser at UCB. I also perform on a sketch team, and that has like a slightly different audition process.
Hmm.
You can submit as a writer, or you can audition as an actor. But yeah, So it's pretty it's a great community, and there's thankfully there's lots of other ways to perform in Los Angeles without, waiting for that once a year
Mhm.
shot to get on a team. But yeah, it's and then you can keep taking classes, and you can form your own independent groups and perform around town. But to perform at UCB, it's really just one audition a year, and they usually take about 16 people, 16 new people to fill into maybe whole new teams or plug into spots where move stuff around. But there's usually about 6 Herald teams at the theater at a time.
Mhm.
So
Okay. And so, like, like I was, one day I was just kind of cruising around the channels and I saw the show Riot,
mhm.
and it did, I flashed back to the whole Who's Line of my childhood.
Sure.
And I was watching it laughing because I missed improv, even though Whose Line is Back, I never know what's on. I missed, improvised shows and just how much fun they were. Uh, how, I'm getting a little off track. How do you get from there to Riot?
Well, I just auditioned, and that was going back to short form, so it's going kind of back to the first way I started doing improv. Um, and yeah, I mean, I auditioned in December, and I went in for like the test call back in February, and then we started shooting.
Mhm.
So it was pretty, I did the one audition, and then you never know. And then once I got brought back to test for the network, it moved pretty quickly. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was really fun to get back to short form and kind of playing fast and silly, and um, you know some of the show is just like silly charade stuff, and then there's other stuff that's more scene work, which I think is fun to mix it up. It's an hour, so you get kind of taste of everything, and it gives the celebrity guests opportunities to shine by guessing or throwing themselves in as much as they want, and they're obviously trying to really make those games as like crazy or inventive as possible. And yeah, I mean, it was really fun. The other improvisers they cast were great, so it was easy to kind of get going and feel like a team, which is what I like about improv.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was, it was just an audition, really. Um, and I think, my UCB training was helpful, definitely. But I didn't get like scouted or anything. Just regular old audition.
Right. Because I was watching it, and there was this. I mean, the whole centerpiece of the show is the set that is on a 22-degree angle,
Right.
and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, 22-degree. That's cool, whatever. And then once you actually see you guys in there trying to do your sketch, it actually gets very funny just because of all the crazy things that can happen and the crazy sets they have going on. When Steve Carell tried to put out the fire by putting his face in, hilarious. That's when I was like done. I'm sold on this show.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, 22 degrees is steeper than you think.
Hmm.
And definitely it's tiring to be in those.
Yeah.
It's hard even just to stand. Like, I didn't know when I was in it, I didn't realize in one where we're a boot camp where we like run and we just stand.
Hmm.
We got a laugh, and I kind of didn't get why until I watched it, and you realize, oh, it's because we're like tilted, you
Hmm.
know. So even standing is uh pretty silly.
Yeah, and they don't grease your shoes or anything like that, or are you required to wear a little bit slippery shoes?
I mean, there's just like it gets slick just by nature of, you know, in that fast food one, like ketchup,
Yeah.
mustard, all that kind of stuff. So, it definitely gets slippery up there.
Yeah, yeah, no. I was watching last night's when they were at the bar,
Uh huh.
and that of course bar liquid. That's funny right there, just slipping and sliding.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a favorite moment? I know it's still only 2 episodes, but do you have a favorite moment from the show that you can talk about?
Well, I loved just getting to meet Steve Carell. That was huge. He's a big hero of mine, so that was exciting. I actually the part from that, like just realizing that I'd covered Jason Alexander in mayonnaise was pretty ridiculous. Um, and I'm excited. I think the next episode up is with Tom Green and Andy Dick, and I had a blast in one of the slide sets with Tom Green. That was another favorite moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the guests you get, like Cheryl Hines. If I had to act next to Cheryl Hines, there would be no acting done. I would just be staring at her and, gosh, you're pretty. That's what Tom Green's another. Minus Steve, I could get past the Steve Carell, not because I don't like him that much. I think I would cool down, but Tom Green's just so funny, and I grew up watching the Tom Green show as well, and I think I would freak out around him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a little easier to get over to your like starstruckness when you're all doing ridiculous things together.
Right.
So that kind of like takes a little bit of the pressure off. You're like, well, we're all going to be covered in cake in a second, so I guess I won't be intimidated. Yeah, but we got awesome guests.
Right on, right on. And so unfortunately, I've enjoyed talking with you, but unfortunately, now is the time when we have to stop talking. Unfortunately, I know I'll have to have you back on, and we can talk about canyons.
Yep, that'll be a whole episode.
It'll be maybe 3 parts.
Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely.
Because canyons aren't discussed enough, really.
Nope, I agree.
And so for the people at home who would like to follow you, preferably online, where can they do that?
Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Jess R. McKenna. And I'd love for people to check out my musical comedy duo Animal Rhymes on Funny or Die. Mm-hmm. And yeah, those would be good places. And come see a UCB show if you're in LA.
There you go.
Or in New York, but I won't be in it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so everyone line up from LA to New York.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just line up. Just make one line, giant line. Hands across America. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do.
Sounds great.
But Jessica, I've had a great time chatting with you. I look forward to checking out the show every Tuesday.
That's right. And we're at 8 o'clock now.
Okay.
Let's check it out. Fox, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder, you can always catch up with these episodes on castingfor2.com. You can also follow me at Twitter at castingfor2 or send me an email at castingfor2@gmail.com.